Good evening, my ladies, gentlemen, both neithers, in-betweens, and outsiders. Welcome to Monday Night Tea Time with your host, the Bard. Tonight, I don't really have anything to say about my transition, and I will honestly try to keep this short. I know, it's bullshit. It's bullshit every time I say it, and I know I'm stepping on the mic cord right now. Hi. Good evening. Um, Nothing new about me, transition-wise, that I can think of, really. Oh, fuck, yeah, I can. Holy shit, just remembered. I got all my paperwork back, from, that meeting I had with the lawyer and, the lawyer's volunteers and all that. Um, Apparently all I have to do now is print it out and, call a courthouse and be like, hey, is there any specific way you guys want me to bring this in? Do I walk in person, or is there, like, a side door or a drop-off box or any of that, considering everyone's still masking up. Um, you know, so I just have to make sure with my courthouse where I can go, what time I can bring it in, and then I just have to print out like 3 copies of this and make sure it's all like signed and dated with the day I'm submitting it to the courthouse. Those are the only things that aren't filled out, are my signature and the date boxes. Um, so once I set aside time to do that, because right now my life is, I need to clean. Like, it's a mess back there. It's a mess below the camera. Like, the camera is the only, this is the only spot that is semi-clean, and even then, there's a cow. Which would be fine, except he's got a chocolate stain on him. He fell into my fondue pot. Anyway, right, name change documentation. All I have to do is print it out and take it in, so, prime. Um, that's what's new as far as transitioning goes. Um, what is amazing is books. I'm trying to read 3 books a month this year because in the last 6 months of 2020 I read 18 books, and I would like to read like double that this year. So I'm trying to read 3 books every month, and I've managed the last 2 months. I have 8 days left. I just picked a new book, but the book I just finished today, my second book of the month, is called Cemetery Boys, and it is a young adult fiction gay romance where the lead character is a trans boy, and it's set in Los Angeles, in East LA, in the Latinx community, and it features all around, and I'm gonna always botch this because I try to say it right, and that's when you fuck up. Dia de Muertos. Because I speak English and a little bit of French. My Spanish is, I know my colors. That's it. But it's all like around that time discussing how this one character's family and the families in his specific community, how they prepare and what their festivities are like, and how he doesn't really fit into the festivities because he refuses to do the things that are expected of the women of his community. But his community is trying to be accepting, but they still don't feel comfortable letting him do the male things. So they don't force him into the female stereotypes, but they haven't accepted him into the male stereotypes. And it's all about how he takes matters into his own hands and how it backfires in his face in the most glorious way, involving the ghost of a boy his age who is just fiercely loyal and utterly ADHD. Absolutely stunning. I've been crying all day. Like, really good. Took me 4 days to read it. It's 350 pages. It's called Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. You can find that on Amazon. I think I paid like $4.99 for it. Absolutely worth way more than that. But yeah, it just gets me excited because there are not enough. I was reading the afterword that Aiden has written, and Aiden uses they them, so I still stumble up on those just because I do have one of those grammar brains, and I know everybody hates when you say that, and it's like I know it's considered one of those transphobe excuses for not gendering people properly, but it actually really is hard for me because I was raised with grammar like drilled into me to the point that if I don't know the gender of a person that's left behind their wallet, I don't say they left behind their wallet. I say someone left behind a wallet. If I catch myself saying they singularly, I stop myself and then I go, wait, no, but that's how it is for some people. And then I have to correct myself. It's difficult, but I try. And that's all I ask from anybody else, so that's what I try to do. Just try. Um, but Aiden had specifically said in the afterword that they wanted to do a story with they wanted to do like a young gay romance with a trans lead, a trans boy lead, and then one of their friends suggested like, hey, why don't you set it in the Latinx community? And they were like, you can do that? So it's just really nice because it's true. There aren't enough there's not enough Latinx representation. There's not enough, definitely not enough. There's less trans representation than there is Latinx representation, and then when you think about that, there's even less of that specific niche. But the thing is, people aren't niches. There are people who fall into that writing niche, and so it's nice that Aiden did something that, I mean, I fit so many of the check marks for that main character, except that I'm not Latinx. But like his drive to prove himself, he's a Cancerian who's socially awkward, who is like trying to figure out how to transition in school, and I'm like, oh, I relate so much to this boy, except that my family doesn't celebrate Day of the Dead. Like that's really where the difference fell for me, was like my community is totally different, but other than that, like my trans experiences and his were very similar. It was really nice. It was just very nice to see that. So yay, cheers for representation. I would like to write a book with a trans lead. I think more people need to write books with trans leads, and I think that it needs to get more and more specific, because as much as you look at a book and you go, well, I mean, it's like really specific that character is like a 16-year-old trans Latinx boy, right? Yes, but do you know how many? It seems specific because it's on paper and it's in a book, and it's like, oh well, this is the one book that has that main character. Yeah, but this one book, that main character represented so many people out there who have not had representation before. So it doesn't matter how specific the niche, there are probably thousands of people who fucking fit that niche and need to see it. So fuck, if I don't know if anybody who watches this writes ever. I feel like, yeah, Nikki, if you watch these, I know sometimes you do, you've written before and it's good. So like if and you ever want to, I know you probably already were going to because you're that good. But it's just, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if everybody could, expand the horizons of the written word. As it is, I'm just going to keep reading gay stuff specifically, but that's just because it's what I enjoy. Anyway, yeah. I would like to write a trans lead. I wanted to do a trans horror, based around creepypastas. A trans lead in a horror romance based around creepypastas, but trying to make them seem a little more, based in reality. We're working on it. I've got to clean my room. Anyway, I'm clearly all over the place. That cupcake was supposed to have been in the fridge. I'm gonna eat that after I'm done. And then I gotta do chores around the house. So I guess we'll just go straight to the songs then, even though, God, I said I would keep this short, didn't I? I'm a liar. We've got Green by Cavetown and Lunacy by me. This is erosion. Grind up rocks with your molars. A big fish swims past your rod. You can't catch it, it's far too fast. Deep hook marks in rubber lips. I see your eyes in the flowers. I'll pick a bunch for your room, green and blue to match your pictures. You look so good in green, and I hope you're well. You look so good with him, and I'm proud of you still. I miss your perfect teeth. Oh, I was too blunt. I hope you feel happy. Oh, that's all I want. Sorry, midway through that I realized that two of my favorite characters in Cemetery Boys were featured wearing green shirts, and it's my favorite color. It's two boys in olive green shirts, and I'm like, it's my color. Okay. Lunacy, can't sing super loud, my roommate is napping. Well, I'm sorry, I am not the moon, and this isn't just a phase. You said that 11 years ago, and you think it's still today. Well, you were screaming at me then, but now I see it on your face, and I'm sorry. I am not the moon, and this isn't just a phase, and I'm so sorry. I can't be someone that you wanted. I'm so sorry that I've gotta be me. And it's fucked up that I need to say that. I don't even know if this hair flips. I was gonna pull it all out and then the thing got stuck and I was like, fuck it, it looks nice enough. I actually like this. I have a character who wears it this style. I never draw him enough. Fen Fairheart. Anyway, so lots of gay books to read, lots of gay art to do, lots of trans representation to create in the world and find in the world and uplift in the world. If you're interested in reading a longer book, I know last time I was like, read Ratcatcher's Daughter by KJ Charles, and I'm picking up actually a book by one of KJ Charles' fellow author friends that they wrote a book together, so I need to read his series that led into that book they wrote together. So I'm starting his series. It has 11 books in it. So I guess I'm set for the next few months. Anyway, that being said, my lovely gems and jewels, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go do some chores. And then eat a cupcake. Because I've earned it. Alright, good night, darlings. Be well, be fucking well. Okay, good night.